Hello ladies and gentlemen, J-Bo here, and first of all I want to thank everybody for subscribing and clicking like on my videos, and I hope you like the different variety I have. I do plan on doing some vinyl records, more videos than I have. I've got a couple, but I do have some really good stuff in the collection to post on that. So the walk I'm going to go on today is kind of interesting. You're going to walk with me, as you could tell by the intro. We're going to go see a dead cat. And it was a cat that I had for many, many years. I think I had this cat 14 or 15 years. It was named Murphy, which was short for Murphin, which was M-U-R-P-H-A-N. And a lot of people name white fluffy cats Muffin and things like that, but this was a male cat, and I thought it was interesting because we knew somebody that was Franco-American, didn't have front teeth, and they couldn't say muffin, so they would say Murphin. That's what it sounded like. So I just thought it'd be cool to call the cat Murphin. So anyway, Murphy for short, and Murphy was at my side all the time. That cat just absolutely loved me to death, and the cat died a long time ago, good 20-25 years ago, and I buried the cat, and we're going to go walk where I buried the cat. Now the thing is with that is I remember where I buried the cat. I marked the tree with a crucifix that I carved in it. Don't know what the area looks like now. I don't know what the tree looks like now. I don't know if the tree is still there. I don't know what we're going to find. I haven't been there for at least 10 or 15 years, maybe longer. So we're going to go check it out. We're going to go see how Murphy is doing. That's my walk for today. It's down by the Androscoggin River, so we may take a quick peek at that. There's still snow and ice down there, so I'm not going to walk on that long trail that's there. It's a few miles, but we will see the beginning part of the trail, and later when we have a thaw in the spring and the snow is gone, we will go back and we will walk that whole trail along the river, which is a really nice view. It goes by a cemetery. We'll go visit the cemetery. There's a lot of things to see down there. There's mausoleums, there's all kinds of cool stuff. So we're going to have that coming up, and I just thank you very much for watching. It really means a lot. So hope you enjoyed today's walk. Now we're going to switch over to the GoPro with the good quality video, which is on my head, and thank you for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my walk. I'm greeting you with cannabis signs, because that's all people do now. Whenever you see that blue cross, green cross, that means it's medicinal cannabis, even though recreational cannabis is legal. I'm gonna walk here, make sure I'm not killed. I'll make you wait. Thanks. So I hope you like my show intro. Beautiful day for walking, as you can see. It's over 40 degrees. No wind, few clouds. We got a big snowstorm coming tonight. Not so much for us. And this is a telephone pole here that got taken out. Or they're using it as a prop. Yeah, they got it bolted to that for support. So it looks like they took a broken pole, used it for support, and it looks like it got hit by something. That's what it looks like to me. have no idea what happened there. Anyway, from about here to our destination is about 2.5 to 3 miles. We're going to be walking by Bates College in that area. Not on campus, but on a street that's behind it. That is the route that Google Maps gave me for the amount of miles I want to walk today. I want to do at least 5, but I'm pretty sure it'll be about 6. So anyways, we're supposed to get 3 to 6 inches of snow, and people down in Rhode Island, Connecticut, around there could see 17, 18 inches of snow. So one of my brothers is working down that way. I'm sure I'll hear all about it. Probably get some pictures and video that he'll text me. Excuse me. So anyway, it is beautiful here today. It is going to get cold later tonight, and we get that snowstorm, and the temperatures are going to be a little milder than seasonal, but not warm. We'll probably see anywhere from 30 to 36 degrees for high. Usually in February it's colder than that, but we'll take it. Keep my head on a swivel at intersections so I don't get killed. So yes, we're on a quest. Not really a quest, but we're on a walk to see a dead cat. As the video intro explained. So got a feeling I'm gonna have to tighten the laces on my right boot. I did my stretches before leaving the house, and I noticed it felt a little funky. So we will do that right now. And as you watch me tie my boot, which is probably something pretty boring. And if you wonder why I am stretching to do that, it's because I appendix carry. And that's the side I have the firearm on, so anyway, that feels much better. It is a beautiful day for a walk. We're going to get more traffic today than usual. You may find that interesting, or you may not. But we're going to be walking by part of the area we're going to go through is baseball field I used to go to with my dad to hit baseballs. Technically it's a softball field, but it flows into a football field. So it was possible to hit a baseball 350, 400 feet. Which I have to admit is not an easy thing to do. I've always had kind of a natural hitting ability, I guess you'd call it. Struggled with that when I was younger. But Anyway, I'm just going by what people said my swing looks like. It looked like a pro swing, but you know, I had a shoulder problem with a slight rotator cuff strain. Not a tear or anything crippling, but just something I could feel swinging a baseball bat, because that's how I did it. I reached out for a bad pitch and knew I did something right away, and that was a good 20 years ago, and I still feel it, so something happened. But anyways, my younger brother's shoulder is pretty messed up from years of slinging sheetrock and also crashing on electric scooters. So we all have our past injuries and issues. Well, I got a sweat going already, which is nice. There's the fire truck. That's the fire truck that interfered with my intro that I did a while back. Now I got the backup camera with me, just in case. Anybody that's watching this video, thank you for watching. Mr. V, I'll call you Mr. V. You and your girlfriend like to watch my videos because you guys walk also. So thank you very much for watching. Trying to find new places to walk that I haven't walked or recorded yet. So, got a feeling you'll really like down by the riverside. It's a place that we've gone to dozens of times through our lifetime. I think it's a lot different now than when we were kids. We'll find that out. I got a feeling they paved the trail that I'm gonna walk on, part of it anyway. That's why I want to see if they removed that tree that Murphy was buried under. My dad made a wood coffin for my cat. I went out there with a shovel, dug a hole, buried the coffin. Hopefully, hopefully it wasn't something like they were out there digging, making a paved walkway, and they found a coffin with bones in it and wanted to see if it was a baby or something. So we don't know what the hell we're going to find there. That's a beautiful church. I always like that church. Nice sunshine today in my face. Vitamin D. You know, Google Maps is pretty good. I don't think their mileage is completely accurate. I think their GPS is, but the information in Google Maps sometimes is off by a third to a half a mile or less. And I know that from wearing my Apple Watch, which the Apple GPS and the Apple Watch, which I'm not wearing today, but is very accurate. So, general ballpark, it says 2.5 miles. They got us with that the other day. It turned out to be more like 3. And they said it was 2.5. But I will survive, regardless. So, the voice in my ear from Google Fit, she says I've walked a mile in 17 minutes and 50 seconds, which is almost 18 minutes a mile, which I noticed on my walks. The first mile is the slowest mile. So it's like it takes me a mile to get in stride. And I'm not even consciously doing that. There's my buddy. Hi, my buddy. There's a black doggy. I think that black lab remembers me from last year. Barks at everybody, and first couple of times I walk by and he hasn't seen me for a while, he barks, but then I talk to him and he recognizes the voice, I think. Because he's not close enough to smell me. Dogs usually rely on smell. And animals always love me. So, kids too, for some reason. I don't know what it is, but they always jump on me. But anyways, it's been a while. Don't see many kids anymore, if at all. But animals still like me. Now this house right here had a Ukraine flag out there for the longest time, and now he doesn't. And I say he because I know who lives there. Used to be in school with him. He used to be cool. But I think a lot of people bought the Ukraine thing, and it's unfortunate, but I think they're starting to see what I and probably you have seen as well, that it's just another scam for our money. So we're going to scoot across here while the scooting's good. So it's one of those things that this is an EU thing, it's a globalist thing. They want Russia out of the way. I really have no idea why they are this intent on it, to go through all of this. But facts are facts. If you go back to 1990, 1991, and all this information is readily available for anybody to look at if you turn your TV off and don't let them explain things to you. But after the Iron Curtain fell, 1990, 1991, hello. So what happened was, is we went full power grab. The leadership in the Soviet Union, when they were Soviets, communist Russia, they had kind of like an unwritten agreement with NATO that we will go along with this, and in exchange, NATO needs to stop and not encroach in any of these countries or provinces near Russia. That was the agreement for peace in the Cold War, and NATO has broke it several times over the years. You could just look at a map. All of those Baltic states were not part of NATO at the time, and that's what Russia agreed to. NATO violated it. NATO promised, and the United States as well, that we will not encroach. We will not encroach on Russia in those neighboring provinces. Since then, about 20 of those countries and provinces have joined NATO or have become allies of NATO, and they're right outside Russia now in Ukraine. Think of Ukraine in the terms of it being Texas off the United States. Half of Texas is gone, belongs to Mexico, and we want it back because it was always part of our country. So that's what's going on with that. Hello. So it's one of those things. In other words, Russia is not going to back down, and they're in it for however long it takes. And as Putin said in his interview with Tucker Carlson, who, by the way, I do not support Putin. I think everybody's the bad guy in this, which is unfortunate because that could lead to the end of all of us if things go really bad, which they could. Now we have the United States Senate butting in, circumventing the process to ensure that they get their Ukraine money with a vote towards the end of this week. And as long as Ukraine keeps getting that money, they will hold off. They will hold off Russia. So with that, it's one of those things that Russia will be held incapacitated until that happens. So the money is going to run out, make no mistake of that, and Russia is not going to quit. I think NATO and the United States expected Russia to quit by now. They wanted this war. They absolutely wanted it, which is why we have it, because Zelensky was ready to sit down with Putin when this first started, but the White House sent an entourage, as I mentioned before, and said, no, we're going to make Russia lose. Don't worry, you'll have everything you need. Don't sign or work with any peace deals. So this is just another COVID pandemic scam, another transgender ideology scam, a globalist scam. So, and also if you want to get into conspiracy theory, Ukraine supplies much of Europe with its wheat. And if Russia gets it, Russia is still going to export the wheat because they like money like everybody else. But NATO is so insane that they conspired to blow up the Nord Stream pipeline 1, which crippled Germany. Have no idea why Germany went along with that. Now people can't afford to heat their homes. The government has to subsidize their heating so people don't freeze to death. It's costing billions and billions of dollars that they don't have. And the United States is funding NATO without any help from other NATO countries. Now they're all angry with Trump because Trump says you got to pay. You got to pay your fair share, or borrow the money from us and pay it back when you come across some riches. And that seems to have the left all in a fluster today. Trump wants to be a dictator. He wants to let Russia do whatever they want. Yeah, that's not what he said. It's not. That's media spin. He said people need to pay. So that's that. People need to pay. That works for everybody else. Take out a loan and you pay it back. I mean, geez, we're bankrupting ourselves. This is crazy. Germany's not really paying much. You know, they undertake these things, and the United States will pay for it. They'll fund the UN, they'll fund everything. Now they're going to be really upset when Trump gets elected, because it's not going to be like that. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why they don't want Trump to be elected. And the reasons are much bigger than Trump. And I think at the end of the day, they are either going to try to kill Trump or they will kill him. Because that's the only option they have, because prosecuting him is not working. And even if they find him guilty, he's going to get elected anyway. They have created this huge anti-democratic, unconstitutional stain on this country, and I absolutely hate these people for it. I hate them with every fiber of my being. Don't care who knows it. We're supposed to be in a country where you can say you hate your government. Our government is evil. It is awful. They have infiltrated everything, all of our agencies. You know, I was reading something online by some schmuck earlier talking about Trump as a dictator, and I'm like, what? All I've been seeing is if you lean left, you don't get raided by the FBI or prosecuted by the DOJ. If you're a Republican, and especially if associated with Trump, you get an armed raid done at 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning, putting you up against the wall in your underwear, and then releasing photographs of it, walking you through airports with leg irons on for ignoring a congressional subpoena, which, you know, who did we see recently that did that? Hunter Biden gets nothing. Gets slap on the wrist. Papa Biden caught with his hands in the classified document cookie jar as vice president and as senator, did not have any authorization whatsoever to have any classified documents at all, anywhere, let alone sitting in a box in his garage. So they prosecute Trump. And they say, well, Biden's just an old man. He meant well. He's too old to prosecute. He's feeble-minded. So the law applies to one person and not the other, and this really pisses people off in America. And you're going to see that at the election time. If they stick with Biden as their candidate, they don't have a chance in hell of winning. I'm telling you that right now, honestly. Trump's getting about 21% of the black vote, which it's always been said, any Republican ever gets 21% of the black vote, he'll be unbeatable. Can't lose. It's never happened before. So they're monitoring him, and I hope they keep Biden as president and he doesn't resign. This is that ball field. There used to be grandstand seating here. And you can see how far that is out there. And this isn't school property. This is Belongs to the Lewiston Armory, City of Lewiston. We still have our COVID signs here. Mask up, social distancing. So that sign's been here forever. It's completely worthless now. So this is an example of the lunacy that we saw. You know, not to mention no smoking. We got a trash can here with trash on the ground. Looks like there was a birthday party here, looks like. Sometimes homeless people go through and take the bottles out. But anyway, we'll go stand on home plate. And as you can see, used to hit balls up and hit the armory sometimes. Somebody that bats on that side, I bat this way. So I would always hit the right field across that football field, which is a regulation full-size 100-yard field. And so that's a good distance to that hill right there. It's a little over 400 feet. So anyway, I just wanted to pit stop in here. Played Little League down here on a ball field, smaller ball field that was by the school there. And we won the Little League championship here, which was nice. I was 2 for 2 that day. Scored the winning run across the plate. Had people knocking my hat off and congratulating me, and I congratulated them. And we had a wonderful time. So that was great. So anyways, that is my nostalgic view for today. Until we go see the dead cat. So we're gonna walk by the Lewiston Armory, which they call it an armory because the National Guard used to have arms in there, locked away downstairs. I don't think they do that here anymore. So, well, this is interesting. Well, look at this. This is interesting. So we get some maintenance and work trucks here, and we get a FEMA truck. Department of Homeland Security. Look at this. U.S. Department of Homeland Security right here. Isn't that interesting? So we don't know why there's a FEMA truck here with signs around it, and they have the engine running. Don't know what they're doing in here. There's antennas on there. There's allegedly cell tower stuff up there. That might be defense stuff. Well, see, this is good. You go out in your neighborhood once in a while and film what's going on. And we're on a walk to look at a dead cat. So we have FEMA here. Very interesting. And I see a FEMA sign out front. What are they, recruiting for jobs? What are they doing here? What are they doing here? Is this a new disaster recovery center? So they have a disaster recovery center here. So if we have some kind of national disaster, I'm assuming Department of Homeland Security will be here. I have never for the life of me seen this. This is baffling to me. And you're witnessing it with me. I'm gonna go take a look at this sign. We're gonna be walking down that way. But we're gonna go take a look at this sign. And we have a FEMA sign. Small Business Administration, Disaster Assistance, Businesses, Homeowners, Renters, and Nonprofits. FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency. What the hell are they doing here today? There's another FEMA sign down there. So this is called the Memorial Armory now, and it is a FEMA emergency center. A disaster emergency center. This is where they're going to coordinate now for disaster emergencies. I don't trust the Department of Homeland Security at all. They are a government agency that, in my opinion, is corrupt. All kinds of conspiracy theory here. That whole new brick thing right there is new. That's been recently built. So they're using offices they built in there. I'm going to look up online what they were doing here today when I get home. So we're going to walk across here. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Their whole dashboard's covered with rubber ducks. How cool is that? Alright, so we're going to walk down this street. We're going to make our way to Main Street. Wow. I'm pretty sure that I was just videotaped. Well, I say videotape. I don't think they use tape anymore. Video recorded, like I'm doing, with me watching their van. Wow, I had no idea that was there. I just walked by there recently too, and I didn't see that, so it wasn't there. I want to see what they were doing today. They were doing something. Thank you. So, with that, see, now that's an electric vehicle. I can't even hear it. It's a Bates College vehicle. It came to a stop at that sign and made absolutely no noise at all. And to me, that is creepy. Wow, Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, Department of Homeland Security. These are the people, if they declared martial law. So I bet you there are arms in that building locked away somewhere. I'm telling you folks, said it a million times, don't give up your guns. The government is always going to have better guns, unless you get a license to have a better gun, but then they know that you have a better gun if you get a license to get a better gun, which kind of renders it as not being the better gun, because you're one of the first people they're going to come visit. That's a fact. That is common sense. So anyways, we're gonna head down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. All right. I don't have my sidewalks. I like sidewalks. Wow, FEMA, Department of Homeland Security. I wonder if they're doing this, how many other states and cities they're doing this. If they're doing this in every populated center. I don't know if they would worry so much about the smaller towns, because these satellite towns all rely on the bigger city. So you control the bigger city, you get control over the whole area. This is the second most populated area in the state too, so that makes perfect sense. So, very interesting. Well, things are melting at 3-4 warm days in a row. Today's the mid-40s again. It's about 44 degrees right now. 45, something like that. That'll be the high today. A lot of these things here are college dorms, as well as rented apartments. I'm pretty sure college kids don't live in that building because that looks pretty slummy. Got a mattress leaning up outside. These buildings, though, are all owned by the college, and they have a sign here. So, one of those things. I'm going to cut across here. We're going down Davis Street. Should have gone down Vale, but I can get there from here. It's the next street over, I believe. Could be wrong on that. And we got our ripped up, shredded Ukraine sign, another Ukraine sign, homemade one from the Indoctrinated Kiddies, as well as a Tasty brand condom in the road. I love the college life. Support the latest thing and think you're being rebellious when you're actually siding with something horrible. So, somebody kicked the door in, it sounded like. All right, we're walking on Davis. It's 12:11. 11 minutes past noon. That's a nice little house there. A little garagey. Oh, a garagey. Love the Three Stooges. I even like those horrible movies they made towards the end of their run with Curly Joe. He actually had it in his contract. He had it in his contract where he couldn't be slapped or hit. So that's why Curly Joe never got slapped or hit. Wait a minute, he had Curly, then he had Joe, and he always used to say, "Not so hard." But he never really got hit like the other ones, slapped and smacked, because they used to slap and smack each other for real, because that was funny. Of course, they would overdub the sound effect on it, which made it funnier. But one of those things. All right, that's the street I want up there. We're gonna head down that way. I actually wanted the one over, but we'll see. We'll see what vibe I get when I walk by it. The Pop Shop. Now it's Yvette's Coquina, Spanish and American food. I bet you that's pretty damn good. I got newspapers in the window. I hope they're not closed. There we go. Now we're going to go down Whipple Street. Should have called it Nipple Street. There might be a Nipple Street somewhere.
but I've never seen one. So, Dunkin' Donuts. That wasn't here when I used to walk down this way every day to go to work at InFab, which we are going to be walking by InFab. It's in a different location now. It used to be on Spring Street, now it's not. Well, we got some kids outdoors playing today, that's good. So this never used to be here, this big rock stone wall foundation thing. Yeah, we're going to be crossing some train tracks. And funny thing with that is, I remember one time walking down this way, crossing the train tracks, and what happened was, we walked across the tracks, and a skunk got cut in half by the train. And I always wondered how that happened. Maybe he couldn't get his fat belly over the rail in time, and he got squooshed. But the skunk was cut in half perfectly. Well, this neighborhood looks a lot poorer than it used to, I can tell you that much, because it is. It is absolutely destitute looking. Wow. Look at that. All that garbage there. That used to be a photography studio. Used to look nice. And we got this person with cans. There's the train tracks I was talking about. Kind of a neat trick if you take a piece of wire or a metal rod and you touch the tracks, these will go down and activate. So it was interesting because by the way, when we crossed that trestle that went over the river, these are the tracks that go to that, but we're not going to go that way. But anyway, there's the railroad crossing things. That person right there is a homeless person collecting empty bottles, walking down that way. I'm telling you, what the hell happened? You know, this country is in decline. You see things now that you never saw before. It's very disturbing. So we're going to walk down this way. That building right there used to be Eastern Refractories, which is a subsidiary of where InFab used to be over here. Not this building here that's black. It's one on the other side we can't see. Florida license plate. Florida. This person here is walking with the phone on their face. Should get a Bluetooth. We got all this stuff out here. Don't know what this is all about. Looks like they might like their summertime outdoor parties. Now where that sign is right there hanging on that pole that you can't read anymore, that is formerly known as InFab. Now it's Landry and Son Acoustics. That's what that is. I just wanted to get a look at it. I haven't been down the air for a long time. So that's Landry and Sons Acoustics. I used to work here with my dad for a few years actually. drove a forklift. So looks like they got the garage doors open today because it's nice. All right. Well, there we have it. Landry and Sons Acoustics. I hear poor people noises in this building. What do I mean by that? I hear some woman screaming at somebody, "It's your fault, you did it." Somebody's not getting along. All right, we're almost at our destination. I just had the woman in my ear tell me I've walked 3 miles. So just like I said, it's a half mile off. I don't know why the Google Fit GPS isn't accurate, because you can use it for GPS when you're driving. Seems accurate, but predetermined distances, it's not 100%. So the sign on the corner of that building says Infab. There's cars there. Somebody still works there. This is the new location I never worked at. So they also don't make the same kind of insulation I used to work with here. Actually, they don't make it here. They manufacture pipe coverings for industrial. Looks like they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars here. A couple parked around the corner. Don't know what they're parked here for. That's the cemetery up there. That's the cemetery I was telling you about. We're not going to go there today, not until spring. But when spring gets here, you'll like it. City of Lewiston Sunnyside Park. Land and Water Conservation Fund. Yada, yada, yada. Dog waste. Yeah, see? Look at this. They got a friggin' box here for needles, syringes, injection devices, and other sharps. So it's like they know people come here and shoot drugs. Yeah, well, why enforce it, right? We'll just put a friggin' box, at least prevent people from getting infected. Look at that. That's insane. So, I'm gonna go down this way. And we got a sign here, Riverside Greenway. Later on in the spring, we're going to come down this way, all the way through here later in the spring. How you doing? So, it's probably been a good 20 years since we've come down this way, so thank anybody that's watching, especially Valence. See, this is all paved now. This never used to be paved. I used to work around the corner here. We'd come have lunch here sometimes, shoot some hoops. It's changed a lot. Changed so much so that I don't think I'm going to be able to find what I'm looking for. No alcohol. Well, aren't we lucky today? Looks like a nice trail. Got a bird's nest up there. Well, geez, I'm going to have to see that tree with a cross on it, or else I'm not going to find it. This is all different now. That trail that went down here is gone. I'm looking, I don't see it. It's probably all faded by now anyway. Well, pretty sure it would be right in here somewhere. Pretty sure of that. Yep. Well, I'm gonna go take a look because that should be here somewhere. And I will see it because I carved a crucifix on a tree, and that would still be here. So how big would that tree be now in 20 years? Is it that tree right there that fell because of a storm? And questions like that, I don't know the answers to. Well, I'll take a brief look around. And when they put that in here, they might very well have dug up the cat. That would be terrible. Am I gonna find it? I don't think I'm gonna find it. I don't remember this here either, that gully. I would have come in there, and that trail came down here. They probably followed that trail when they put that paved thing in there. Now there used to be, memory's coming back now. There used to be a kind of a down culvert thing, and it was on a tree in front of that. I don't see anything like that here. So that might be this right here, actually. It might actually be that tree that fell over. Wouldn't that be wild? I don't remember a multi-limb tree like that. I do remember something like that here. Wow. That really would not surprise me if it's this tree. If it fell over that way, that cross would be on here. I don't see it. I lost my dead cat. That's horrible. Nope, I don't see it. Oh, Murphy's here somewhere. I thought for sure that'd be a good place to bury him and I'd always be able to come back. But inevitably, progress is what it is. And we got a tree here with no bark on it. It's been woodpeckered to hell. Could very well be that tree. Well, sticking along with that trail right here, we'll just take a look at a couple of these trees. I don't think I will see what I'm looking for. I don't see it. See, that's a big broken tree. That wasn't here. So a lot of things have happened here. Well, we'll take a walk down this way a little bit. See what we can see, if anything. I don't see any markings here. I don't see any markings. I got my eyes peeled. Oh, it's more difficult for you to see on here than it is for me because I'm up close. I don't recall being that close to the river. So we've definitely passed it. I'm willing to bet it's right there somewhere. And it has just changed and I can't find it. Now there's a little gully thing here. That looks familiar. That looks familiar to me right here. There should be a marking on a tree. I don't know how much bigger the tree would be. How much taller it would have grown in 20 years. I don't see any cross. The cross would have been at eye level. Is that it right here? A thing like this, and there's something that goes across here, but so much time has gone by. I didn't carve right into the wood, you know what I mean? So I actually think I'm here. This would make sense too from where we came in. I think this is it. I think it's right here. That feels right to me. Because I remember there was a couple trees off to the side, and there was a sunken in area here. But there should be a smaller tree, but that might have been knocked over or something. Might be that tree laying there. Could be, you know. Well, this just feels like it's it. Now, one of these two trees should have a cross on it, and I don't see that. Oh, is that it right there? That's hard to see. I can't get up there and look. I mean, how much does a tree grow in 20 years? These trees were obviously smaller and shorter. I mean, just the spruce trees on our property have grown like ridiculous amounts. You know, they went from little seedlings up to almost 4 stories tall now. So I think this is the spot. I really do. I think that's it right here. I mean, and this isn't some big freaking treasure hunt, because I walked down a path from where we came in, and it was like right here, down by the area you would go down to walk by the river down there. So this has to be it. I'm fairly certain that's it right here. It's just that it's been so long and the trees have grown. That really looks like a cross right there. I think that's the tree. I didn't put his name because I didn't want to mark it as a grave. That's it. I see it. That's it. I am absolutely sure of it now. I buried my cat right here. Right here where that depression is, just in front of it. So my cat is still buried there. That's it. I can see it. That is so awesome. I found it. Now that I changed the light angle, I can clearly see a carved cross in there. It's just all gray from being weathered. But I could see that. That is really cool. That tree was, that cross right there used to be right down here at eye level. That's how much that grew. That's pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna head back down this way to the trail. We'll take a quick look at the river and then we'll turn around and leave. So how cool was that? So now it says we've walked about 3.5 miles. Come down here. I want to see how much of this is paved. Still recording. So 3.5 miles. When we walk back, it'll come out to 7 miles. Stands to reason. There's the Androscoggin River. And that right there, my friends, is the cemetery I was talking about. There's some graves here, some stones. There's mausoleums here, all kinds of cool stuff to look at. We'll come back some other time. They get a nice paved trail through here. This never used to be paved. This used to be a beaten path. You'd have to cross a brook. It looks like now they have a... That is a life flight helicopter, medical. They're going to be landing in the parking lot of the hospital. Well, it looks nice down here. We'll take a quick walk over this way. But I don't want to do too much walking this way because my physical limits right now, 7 miles will be fine. I mean, not that it's going to kill me or anything. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to be walking for a few days because of bad weather we get coming. It's getting colder. So this will probably be the last walk for a few days until it warms up enough. But we got Auburn right across there, Lewiston here. People threw their trash over the railing, Dunkin' Donuts. Just too bad. You get something beautiful like this and people have to go Lewistonify it. So we'll come down here and take a look at this and then we'll walk back up and start heading back home. Thanks for coming with me. This goes for another 3 miles or so up that way underneath that bridge. We're definitely going to come back here and check out all the cemeteries. We've got a 24-hour video posted on that sign somewhere here. I have no idea where the video would be. If they say so, it must be true, right? So, or you could just post a sign saying there's video and there's actually none. But, you know, I really wish we could walk that whole length today. I didn't know this was all paved. I was expecting this to be full of brush and fallen trees and... But interesting. We will come back. That I promise. So anyway, you can see the ice on here is starting to loosen up quite a bit because it's been warm. The ice was stretched out over quite a ways. You could tell driving over that bridge there, which I take that across that bridge. There's 2 bridges, one there and one there. And we used to go play ice hockey in the woods on that island in the middle. There was a spot in there where it would flood. That's where I split my eyebrow open. A puck hit a branch in the ice and came straight up and hit me in the eye. Split my eyebrow. So that's where my split eyebrow comes from. If you watch my videos and you see a split eyebrow, it happened right there on that island. All right, well, this is cool because when we come back here, I'm going to find a place to park around here. Either I'm going to park up here, which, to be honest with you, that neighborhood, I don't want to park in it, or I'm going to park down at the other end of it and walk this way. I'll figure that out on Google Maps. We'll plot a course. Just call me Scotty or Captain Kirk or Sulu. Sulu is the one that plotted the course, right? I believe. Sulu and Chekhov. I think it was Chekhov that plotted courses. I don't remember. Oh well. All right, so we're going to head back now. I hope you enjoyed this. And it's going to come out to about 7 miles today. We can do that. No trespassing, no loitering. what constitutes trespassing. They don't say. They put a paved path here to walk on and then say no trespassing. What do they mean? They mean going that way? Over yonder? No loitering. All right. Well, I'm glad I found my dead cat. Really did not know what to expect here. This whole thing has changed a lot. So, all right. She's working her machine. Work it off. Alrighty. Well, that was a nice walk. Now we'll head back to the ranch. Hope you enjoyed the walk today. Before the storm later tonight, which I don't think will be much of anything. But the temperatures are going to moderate and cool off. If we can get a nice sunny day without any wind, at least 36 degrees, 38 degrees, in the sunshine with no wind, I will plot out a walk. I expected that whole area we were just in to have snow like this and be a path with snow that is awful to walk on. But as you can see, that pathway was all clean, it was all paved. I didn't expect it to be paved, but it was. We will go back. We will go back. This house right here, I remember one morning I was walking to work and some woman left her shade up. She wasn't wearing a stitch. She was sitting there brushing her hair in front of her mirror, and she was the most beautiful thing I have ever seen in my life. She was perfect. And I felt bad for looking, but she was, I don't know if it's the French in me, call it what you want, but she was absolutely gorgeous. So, anyway, I just went to work, finished my coffee. So now we're going to walk up this way. So we got an hour and 16 minutes in, according to the voice in my ear. We just hit 4 miles. And we got a car here. Wow, look at this. I got a car here. Oh, there's different cars here. What is this, a place that fixes demolished cars? These are all old cars. Relics. That's been wrecked. Look at this one. This one's been in a fender bender. Looks like the airbag deployed. All the airbags went off everywhere. So I don't know what that's all about. Nado's Towing and Recovery. That's what this is. These are all cars that have been towed, been parked somewhere where they shouldn't be, and you got to come down here and pay and get your cars back. So obviously these are abandoned. I don't know if they're going to sell them off for junk, or if there's a certain amount of time they are required by law to keep those, but that is a towed car lot. So now we know what that is. Alright, see, you go for walks around town. We got a little woolly caterpillar. Hard to believe caterpillars are out. It's going to be about 18 degrees tonight. I don't know if he's going to make it or not. Have no idea where he comes from. I mean, it's only been warm 3 or 4 days. I mean, isn't nature amazing? So I'm just going to leave the little caterpillar on his own. He can figure out where he's going. He could be out ending it all for himself or herself. Who am I to interfere with that? All right, report malfunction or emergency at a phone number on here, crossing number 365093F, Whipple Street. This is the Whipple Street crossing. Now on the back side, if you walk down this way, right, you can actually see the corner of the building behind this one. That is behind Infab, where I used to work. I used to go on the back side of that on my lunch breaks and shoot hockey pucks at a dumpster on my lunch breaks. I used to shoot a lot of hockey pucks because I was good at it. That's one thing I can make a claim to fame on. I have shattered and broken hockey rink glass at multiple rinks. It's one of those things I'm happy about. Never clocked my slap shot, but I'm guessing it was around 100 miles an hour somewhere. It was definitely pro level, because I would take slap shots somewhere and people would go, do that again, or they'd let out some kind of whoop like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Good passer too. Wasn't the most fancy stick handler. I wasn't one of those fancy Dan guys. I was a bigger guy that could shoot. And if you're into ice hockey, you know what that is. Probably would have been one of those hockey goons that knew how to shoot. Probably what I would have been. All right, so we're gonna walk back down this way. We're gonna walk by WRBC 91.5 FM. You're listening to 91.5 FM WRBC in Lewiston, Maine. Let's cruise up this way. All right, I'm going to cut across here. Find a place to scoot. Give me a hole, boys. I'm too stupid to use a light on a pole. Oh wait, we don't have a button with a light on a pole. Whatever shall I do? All right. So we're gonna walk up this way. We'll go back the same way, but we'll take a different way back, if that makes sense. We'll go in the same direction. How's that? Gospel Text Mission. Lewiston Baptist Church. Didn't know that was here. So that's pretty cool. That is the Lewiston Baptist Church. Pastor Tim Kelly and Eric Bowmaster. Whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Well, amen to that. So, next door to one of the most evil things ever, lawyer's office. Bordering a college campus. Bridge of Light. Listen with your heart. They got a rainbow. I think that rainbow's been there since before the rainbow meant something else. Can we have our rainbows back, please? Please? Alright, so enough foolishness. We're going to cut across here. We are going to cut across and get onto Fry Street. Try not to fall on the ice here. And it is slippery today because the ice is melting, has water on it. So we're going to walk down here on Fry Street. Yeah, so what do you think of that? You know, what do you think of that? That we had FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, right here in Lewiston at the Armory, with a new office that they opened up and built there. Why do they have that there now, after the pandemic and COVID? I just really don't trust my government, and it's really sad. Because you start running through all of these crazy things that 10 or 15 years ago you were a nut job for even thinking about it. But look what we've seen. It's no longer crazy. And that's crazy. So, you know, the people online, a lot of them would be like, what are they planning? They're up to something. And they're planning ahead of time. And you know what? I can't really tell you they're not, and I can't tell you they are. So I'm going to remain neutral, and we'll just see what happens. How's that? So these are all college student dorms, these houses here. And all the college kids park here. And they used to have a problem here when you couldn't park on the streets in the wintertime. But they got rid of that law. So now they only have parking bans when there is a storm coming. So tonight they'll probably initiate a parking ban, or you'll end up in that car lot we just passed, get towed. Bates College Sailing Club. They used to have those boats in that building. I don't know what they use it for now. But all of these college kids come here from somewhere else. New York State, everywhere. A lot of people from New England. I've mentioned it before. Bryant Gumbel is an alumni here. That window right there is the WRBC radio station. Down there. And we should see their tower in the back. Right up there. That's their broadcast tower. Oh, we got a little squirrel. A little squirrel looking for a nut. Go, little guy. Run. Run, little squirrel. There he is. Hey, buddy. Probably all kinds of acorns here for him to eat. All right, so we got to cross College Street here. Wonder why it's called College Street. Thanks. City of Lewiston, Maine truck. A bucket truck. It's a bucket lifter. It's a bucket lifter gizmo thingy. So, I'll walk through here. As you can see, there's still got some frozen puddles. Sunlight doesn't hit over here most of the day, it looks like. Look at the golf cart thing over there, cruising along. Somebody that works for the college. It's got a box on there, doing something. Delivering boxes. This is Bates College security in this building. I'm not going to cut through the campus. We've had that discussion before. They are very, very well known in Maine law, which echoes the national law on school campuses, etc., etc. You know what I'm talking about. So we have walked down this way before, and this is public property right here. So is that sidewalk. This is one of the streets we cut across earlier to go where we went. Hope you enjoyed that, by the way. I don't know how much battery I have left. I should actually check my time. See how long I've been walking. Oops. Come on. All right, we got an hour and a half on here. Almost 5 miles. So, hello. Sorry about that. Hi. So, I'm dressed for walking, not socializing. So she gave me that look like, should I trust this person or not? Well, we still got a couple miles to go, and we're coming up on 5 miles. So, it's the Bonnie Science Center. That's what that says. Carnegie Science Building. Yeah, so I really like to know what the hell FEMA is doing in that building today. What are they doing down there? So I'm gonna cut across over here. Do we go this way or do we go that way? Let's web stream over this way. Campus looks busy today. Beautiful weather. The young people are out and about, enjoying their young lives, doing young things. And I'm out here too. So we got the middle school we had in a previous video. I think I'm going to go this way because I can cut across that road up there and get on a sidewalk. I mean, it comes out about the same. If I walk all the way down this way and then walk that way, it's the same as walking that way and walking that way. So, yeah, we went that way last time. We'll go up over here. We'll see what the hell's going on down this way. No sidewalk on this side. We'll walk along traffic. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get my whole walk in. I've had this on for an hour and a half, but I started the walking app before I started recording, maybe by about 10 or 15 minutes. So I might have a half an hour left of recording. I think I am going to open the app, take my chances. Watch the traffic. This is the other side of that ball field we were at. So we were down at the ball field. This is on the other side of it. You can see the football goalpost there. For the football field part of it. And for some reason, this app on the Android phone has a much more difficult time communicating with the camera using Wi-Fi than my iPad does. Restarting the app. It says it can't find it. And I know the damn thing is on. You said it better be. I'll be depressed if it's not. All this walking and talking and I lost it. Thanks. Still recording. All right, well, trust my own math, I guess I'll have to. I do have a backup camera, but I'd rather do the whole walk with the GoPro. So this is St. Mary's Hospital. This is the hospital after Janet Mills, the governor, did her vaccine mandate that people quit their jobs because they didn't want the vaccine. They weren't giving an option. They weren't even given the religious exemption. It was take the jab or lose your job, which basically means you lose your career because you won't get hired somewhere else. So people quit, and due to a staff shortage, the local newspaper website put out an article, and it was in the media also, that if you were unfortunate enough to have a stroke or a heart attack, or you needed a prenatal emergency, pregnant lady, that you could no longer be treated here. due to a staff shortage. In the second most populated area, this hospital did not have enough people working here because they quit because of the governor. And they were going to stabilize people and then transfer them to another hospital in the area. Tell me that, you know, like that would be good for you, right? No, it would not. But that's what happened. And that's why you need to vote for people that know what they're doing and they're sane, because that was an unforced error. That put people's lives at risk, more at risk than getting COVID, in my opinion. I just live up the road. What happens if I have a heart attack? You call 911, they come pick you up. You don't have much time to deal with when you're having a heart attack anyway. So, well, we'll stabilize you and then we'll move you 30 miles away to something else, or 20 miles away. Hope you make it. Best of luck. Very stupid governing, dumb decisions. Now this building here, I don't for the life of me remember what was in it when I was a kid, but my mom was working here part-time while she was going to school. I do remember that. A couple times I stopped in to see her while I was skipping school. I don't think she liked that too much. In fact, I know she didn't. But anyways, there used to be a big sand pit in the back, which was fun to play in when you were a kid, skipping school. It was, I don't know who owned it, but it's not there anymore. Flu and COVID vaccines available. Ask about Shingrix. Ask about our pill pack service, the medicine shop. Buy some drugs. No, thank you. I am very happy to say I'm COVID vaccine free. I've had COVID. It wasn't a big deal for me. I've had relatives that had COVID, unvaxxed. It wasn't a big deal for them. And that includes Mona, who just turned 94. She got COVID earlier last year, and she got over it better than everybody else did. And she was unvaccinated. Now she's got cancer in her spine, lungs, and liver. You know, she is 94. So, don't know how long Mona has. Mona is the one that was born in France, and as a 10 or 11-year-old little girl, saw real Nazis marching through her town, made some of her relatives disappear. She has a piece of shrapnel in her leg, according to what I was told by my older...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I guess that will conclude this video. I'm going to be heading up towards where I'm going anyways. About another mile and a half. So I'm going to end this video now, and thank you for coming this week. Hope you enjoyed my dead cat and other things we've seen. And as always, thank you for clicking like and subscribing. And we'll see you on the next walk, friends. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.